So, a couple things. I know you haven't heard from me in a little while, ever since we got into that conversation and you dropped an anvil on my heart. That was a joke. Well, a little update here. The very next day I got onto that cruise I was complaining about, the one with my mom and her new boyfriend. Well, it is now our 26th day at sea on what was supposed to be a 5-day trip. Yeah. On the third day of our itinerary, the US and pretty much every other country on Earth announced their lockdown policies. And then on the fourth day, one of the performers tested positive. So we've essentially been quarantined in our cabins for 22 days. We weren't allowed to dock in the Grand Caymans. Cuba turned us away too. We've just been floating around the ocean like cargo nobody wants. Like flotsam. The good news is we just got to Cozumel last night. They allowed us to dock. We're being told we'll be given temperature checks, and everyone who doesn't have a fever will be allowed to get off the boat and be driven straight to the airport. So, Durham, I am coming home. Thank God. In the meantime, I found a little Wi-Fi, so yeah. I've had a lot of time to think about what you said, which I understand is a little late as far as you're concerned, but I honestly didn't know what to say to you at the time. I remember your face at Coco Cinnamon just looking back at me, your pupils dilated, lips parted, just waiting for me to say something. You had it all figured out already, rehearsed, the whole list of things that I was doing that were less than ideal, as you said. Not to mention all the things I wasn't doing that I should start doing immediately. And you said, Em, I'm here to work on this with you, but you've got to say something. And I couldn't. I knew the stakes were high. I knew you expected me to push or fight back or show you that I cared or disagreed or whatever, but I was stuck. I was reeling. Some people talk to figure out what they think. I'm not one of those people. I think to figure out what I think. I needed time. And now that I've had some time, far more than I bargained for, to be honest, I've been able to witness as a million different responses have floated across my head. I've had angry responses, defensive responses, desperate, needy, the whole gamut. But here's what I keep coming back to, and I don't say this to win you back or anything. I say this because it's honestly how I feel. I know we've had our challenges. I feel like loving each other comes easy to us, but partnership feels like this unnatural set of skills we were expected to have developed without ever having any real mentorship. Growing up, I mostly had pretty shitty examples of it around me. Sorry, Mom. So it makes sense that I'm kind of a rookie. And maybe we all are. And so we make rookie mistakes. But here's what these days on this godforsaken fucking cruise have taught me. You know how people are always saying, don't waste time, time is precious? Well, you know what? I think that's bullshit. I no longer take it for granted that time is precious. I have had seconds on this ship that have literally tortured me, like the fingers of a clock tapping relentlessly at my temples. I've had minutes that have felt like they were staring me in the eyes, just daring me to make the first move. I've had hours that have felt like standing at the bottom of a drained pool with no way out and nothing to do. And so I've hated time. I've detested her. I've wanted her to move on, to get on with it, to hurry up. And then I think of you, being with you, anywhere, doing anything. You make my time valuable. You turn my afternoons into warm comforters I just want to roll around and stretch out in. You blow into my seconds and make my minutes float like bubbles on the breeze. You turn my time into wealth, into richness. You make me greedy for more. Not just more, all of it. I want all of time to spend with you. These days have shown me that if you're alive, you're in motion. Even when we're docked, like right now, I can still feel the ship rocking. It's being pushed by the tide and pulled by the anchor and so on and so forth. These endless miniature calibrations, tiny movements. And every movement is either in the direction of life or in the direction of death. So when I get off this ship, like it was scripted, when I get off this ship, I am running for dear life. And that means I'm running